And 3, 2, 1, boom. And we're back with another episode of Crack Gamers. This episode brought to you by Zen Real Clothing Co. Pick up your tees and or accessories at zenrealclothingco.com. And make sure to use offer code Socrates at checkout for 20% off select items. But if you're not into spending the money right now, just check out the free Zen Real radio playlist, zenrealclothingco.com. Okay. Actually, you might, to preface this one, you might end up hearing Athena a little bit. We don't know if she's going to be stable for this one, but who knows? Hopefully. But so I went back to jiu-jitsu this week, and I was thinking about this prior to going to jiu-jitsu. Like, I remember like a week back, I was even talking about it. I was like, oh, I'm not going to go. Like, there's no point anymore. And then stage 3 happened, and then what did I do? Like, instantly signed back up for jiu-jitsu. And it made me think, like, is it an illusion, this new normal? You know?
Maybe we're also trying to fight for
normalcy. But that's what I mean. So that's why it's like, is it an illusion, this new normal? Like, if we start opening things back up, like, people will, like, you know, just run back to, like...
No, I think there is a new normal.
Okay.
But that would affect businesses. Like,
yes. Okay.
In maybe big businesses and stuff like that. But these sort of things, like, how can you really change
a habit?
Those habits, right? Like those yoga or whatnot, because it's all opened up now, right? But there are differences in what you do in the class and how long will that last.
That's actually that's a great point, actually, because, like, okay, so my action reverted back to the old ways, which is like, I'm just gonna go to jiu-jitsu again. I haven't signed up for yoga yet, but in jiu-jitsu we're all using dummies. Mm-hmm. So I actually like that better because like you don't have like those partners that are egotistical, and then like you can just rep it unlimited times, right? Because like, because your partner doesn't get tired, it's your dummy. So it's like you just keep going, and like with that, that is a new normal thing.
And is everyone liking that?
Like, so there's the option, like, since we're all in the same group, you can choose one person to always be your partner. Like, you have to sign something, and like, this is my partner. But like,
well, that makes sense. You have to sign something, because if you get it,
yeah, true, totally, you can't sue them, right? But like with that, yeah, I guess like people do want like partner work back. Mm-hmm. But yeah, actually, you know, the way you said that made a lot of sense. It's like we're craving our old habits, but the way we do those things will have changed. Like how we have to wear masks in like our apartment now.
Yeah.
Right. Which is very weird. Well, outside in the communal areas.
In the common areas.
Yeah, not actually like, we're not wearing masks right now.
Inside the building. Yeah. Or inside our rooms, yeah.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I guess so, eh? It'll just be like different ways to go about the action. I don't know. How do you feel about this? I feel kind of like, I feel like it's better. Like we're gonna because you have to think of new ways. It's causing people to innovate and become better at what it is they do.
Yeah.
You know, like for example, the restaurants. Remember, like instead of giving us menus, it's like the QR code now, and then it pulls up on your phone.
Yeah.
Like that should have been implemented a while back.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. What I wonder what happens, like, talk about the menus. Like, I remember all these sushi places having those
all you can eat.
Yeah, all you can eat, the ones with the iPads menus.
Yeah.
But like everyone touches that, so you got to be cleaning that thing pretty often, right?
Oh,
like,
true. Yeah.
Because I don't know if they can.
That's true, actually. Well, I mean, that would just be like a wipe down, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
Because like at jiu-jitsu, we're all using the same dummies, but like there's a 15-minute interval between when they like spray everything down. So like those things will have changed.
But like, how long will they be changed for, right?
Yeah, so that is the question.
That's the
question. And will we actively revert back to the old ways?
Yeah, I think some might, but I think like people will start getting used to it with the dummies, and they would prefer the dummies, or like maybe you would have the options to do either or,
right?
Like later on,
when
everything is back to somewhat normal.
But then it makes you think about like office work. Like, will we still have offices? I mean, like your industry does, but like, I'm talking about like marketing and stuff. Like,
no, I think there is a lot of places that have gone fully home.
Remote.
Fully remote, and there are some that just have it until the end of the year, right? So
right, yeah.
Tentatively, at least. I don't know. I some of them may be harder to just have it only at home.
Like,
right?
but like I know you're talking about like the Twitter people. I think the Facebook people. No, not Twitter.
It's
Square.
Twitter. Yeah,
Twitter and Square, but they're owned by Jack Dorsey. Like he owns
both of them.
So
okay.
of course, one like they're both gonna do it.
But they're like they don't deal with clients or whatnot, right? So it's like you're not. Sometimes you have to, I guess. I think it really depends on the type of workflow and what is actually being done in office.
I think we talked about this before. Like it sped up everything, but I think what it really did is make us rely more heavily on technology.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Like we were already heading in that direction.
Yeah.
But like now it's like forced upon you because we need to be distant. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But what are the cases like? I don't like. Has anything come out or like has it gone
up? Well, in Ontario, what I know is in the last few days. I don't know today, but it's been less than 100 or like in the 90 area.
Okay, so it's like it's going down.
Yeah, and it's
stabilizing.
And we've had at least 1 week of stage 3 in Toronto. So.
Okay. Right. Sweet. But I mean, you also won't know until 2 weeks later, right? Because
generally
incubation time.
Generally, yeah. I don't know, like something like that.
Yeah. It's a weird time. Yeah.
I don't know. Like I've seen some of my things open up, and I'm trying to think if I should go or not.
Oh, like
the salt place.
Oh, the salt place. Yeah. Oh, that opened up.
Because I don't see the thing on their website saying they're closed anymore. So
okay.
I believe they're open.
So it makes you think it's like as these things open back up, like will we slowly rev back to the old way, and then do we want to rev back to the old way? I mean, we didn't even talk about the recession or the depression that's coming after this. You know, like economically, we haven't looked.
Well, at it. Yeah, if we aren't going out and spending our money here and there, of course, then we're gonna hit that depression, right?
No, but even now, people have no jobs.
That's right. So there's a lot of people that don't have jobs, and CERB is ending at the end of this month.
Yeah.
So,
but I think the CERB thing is kind of like, I mean, CERB, it's important. I think like EI and CERB is important if it's like helping you.
Yeah.
Like it's not a crutch.
No, I'm saying it keeps the money flowing.
No. But I was gonna get into the fact that like me and my sister were laughing at, we see like all these people in like the Gucci store and like all this, and it's like, where'd you get the money? But it's like that's CERB life, because like if you make less than $1,000 per month, you can still get CERB.
Yeah.
So then if you make like 950, you get CERB. So you're making 29.
No, I know.
You know
yeah.
Like
yeah.
But I feel like that's a crutch in that way. It's like,
no, I'm saying that we're gonna see the impact of it when that ends.
The CERB.
Yeah.
Because how are we gonna pay for it?
Yeah.
And then what are people gonna do?
Right.
Like you're gonna force to go back to work.
Yes, forced, or there's no job. Then there's
that is kind of an issue. Yeah. Like, do you think there'll be like no job at the end of this? Do you think there's gonna be like insane unemployment?
No, I mean it's been going up, but I don't know how much was already down from before.
Going up what? The employment? Like people
unemployment numbers are dropping. So people are getting more back to jobs. Like I guess that's because stage 3 happened, so they'll be going back. So less people are on CERB or EI, but like are people going out more? Like when you went to the thing yesterday, were a lot of people inside or wanting to choose to go out, like stay outside of the restaurants?
Oh, good question. It was a mixed bag. We went outside, but the person in front of us was like, no, we want to go inside. So it's like I don't know.
What was the rules for the inside? Did you hear any of that?
No, nothing. There's just don't cross the door at the same time. That was it.
Oh, like they had to wear the mask inside?
Yeah. Well, that was just like common. Like everyone was just doing it, but like he was just saying,
like some of them had like Only when the food comes, you can remove your mask?
No, they didn't have that.
Okay.
No.
But everyone is also, again, social distanced.
Yeah,
inside
true.
too, right? So,
and I also wonder like how effective the social distancing is. You know, like so for example in jiu-jitsu we have like squares.
Yeah.
But it's like it always makes me wonder like, will this work? Does this
but
work?
I don't know. Does it perspire through sweat? Like, does it?
I don't know. Yeah. But well, I'm not. We're not interacting. I'm not interacting with anyone.
Directly interacting. I understand that. It's normally. I don't know. They were originally always saying it was droplets, right? So like if you speak loudly or like if you're like, like it's spits that are coming out.
So it's like through liquid.
Yeah.
So that's
saliva.
Why it could be sweat. Maybe I don't really know.
I don't know about sweat. Yeah. If it's carried in the sweat glands, I don't know.
I wonder too. Like, so okay, like there's that portion of it where stores and like stage 3, but like what about international travel?
So right now, well, at least in Canada, they don't have it like fully open.
Okay.
There are, I guess, some planes coming in.
But like for tourism, I mean, because like,
tourism is right now dead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but what I'm wondering is like,
America opened up though. Like the international airlines are open, but
because they're like not doing too great. So.
but they can't go a lot of places. Americans can't go to a lot of places.
So I wonder like with this, because like a lot of what people do is they'll work throughout the year and then they'll book a vacation to like blow off steam, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like it feels like cabin fever right now because you're not going anywhere except for because you can't go anywhere, right? You can't travel.
No, I guess you can only do local travel.
Totally, but even in local travel, like I can't. Like we were talking about going to Nova Scotia or something, but we can't go because
not local like that, like locally. Yeah, within Ontario. Within Ontario.
So with that, it's.
You think that will be like a travel industry boost for local industries?
No, because I think people are like crazy bored. You know, maybe
they would go. I don't know, like Sudbury or Ottawa or.
But I don't know.
Like up north. Like would people go do that just because they can't?
A lot of the people that I know, they just go camping now.
Okay.
So like,
there's not much money spending in camping.
And what are you gonna do in like Sudbury? And like, there's nothing to do, right? It's like that's why we all travel to like different countries, experience something new. But I feel like that's gonna be a big psychological barrier. You know, I'm even feeling it myself where I'm like, because usually we'll travel like per year to someplace, but now we can't. So it's like, ooh, cabin fever.
Yeah, but in perspective, yes, like we haven't had something like this in a very, very long time.
Yeah,
we've never experienced this.
So take it like.
But like during World War II, it's like 5 years was like
no travel.
Yeah, no, like barely any kind of travel would happen at that time. Food shortages were there.
True.
There's like so many other issues that were like problematic then compared to we're just a few months in, right? Like
that's true. It hasn't even been a year yet, so it's like whatever, you know.
Yeah,
I guess if you put it into perspective like that, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's
what I think. I always compare it to the worst case scenario, I guess.
But like so
in written history.
But then that's why I wonder what's going to come after this, you know?
Yeah.
Like, is this a new normal? Is this sort of like an interim normal?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, is it just normal for now, but then we're going to create new ways of being and doing things? Or, I don't know, what do you think?
I think some parts would be just interim normal.
Yeah.
I don't really know what's going to happen next. Like, when the depression does hit, if it does hit, that's going to be a big problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, cities need money. They don't have money. So that means taxes go up. Then people don't have jobs. How do they pay those taxes?
True.
I don't know. There's a lot of things up in the air.
So do you think they're going to be like... Well, there's definitely going to be a whole economic restructuring then.
Yes.
Yeah. Not to sound like all doomsday, you know. But I guess like the same thing could be said prior to World War I and two, and
Yeah.
then post World War One and two. Like, this is definitely a definitive moment in history.
Oh,
And
yeah.
things are like, they're really trying to keep everything feeling normal. Like I watched the NBA. That was so crazy. Like they have like a digital screen where people log in and then they yeah, it's so nuts. It's like a video game. It's like, so they
Wait,
have,
digital screen?
yeah.
What explain that? Yeah.
I'll explain the whole thing. So like, first they have they're playing basketball in an enclosed space. So
Yeah.
like they have like specific building. I think it's in Florida.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's in Florida. And then they have like these plexiglass for the like scorekeepers or announce, like there's like a
Okay.
plexiglass
Okay.
spot.
Right.
Then they have like the digital, like the walls are giant digital screens with like people's faces, and you log in from your computer to be an
What?
audience member. Yeah. It's so nuts. And then so they're playing with these digital people on the wall, and then every time they score a basket or like do something, they play like a triggered NBA 2K sound, like yeah,
Oh, I
go,
see. I
cheer,
see. I
cheer,
see.
something like that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's like sound effects.
Basically, they're learning from the video games.
Literally that.
Yeah.
So it's like, is that going to be like, is that industry gone? Like sporting events?
Well, there's
because what it is this. It's only gone if you can find a more lucrative way to make money.
That's right.
Right? So it's like, if they find, wait, we don't have to pay so much overhead, people can still log on. They have to pay us to log on so that they can put their face online. Something like that, you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
UFC is doing the same thing without the faces.
Right,
like,
right. Yeah, again, yeah, it does come to how much money you're making from that, but there's a lot of arena space not used.
True. Yeah. Okay.
That I think that there's a lot more money in it
to open it back up.
And have those seats all packed again and people buying popcorn and whatnot.
Yeah, true. There's
That's
a whole
where the money is
behind it. Yeah, I didn't think about that. But what if you can't do it again, and then you're just forced to do it, right?
I think, well, what they're saying is might be here for 2 or 3 years, right? Or wearing masks for 2 or 3 years. They're saying.
I was gonna say, like, that's another one where it's like, it makes you think, what are the ramifications of this?
Yeah,
you know, these like when they said that we'd be wearing masks for 2 or 3 more years, that totally made sense because people are looking towards like the vaccine, but at the same time, not everyone's going to take the vaccine.
Yeah, and I don't think it's also even reasonable. Like, this would be the fastest time if we
put out a vaccine. You're like, dude,
this thing,
you did this thing in like no time at all.
Vaccine takes years. Yeah, and I just don't think people would trust it.
Yeah, so if people don't trust it, who's actually gonna get the shot?
I would rather just wear masks. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, totally.
I remember in the beginning when you were saying this, I wouldn't wear a mask.
I know, yeah, but it's changed. Like the normalcy
it
of
fully
it's changed. Yeah.
Yes,
actually, there's a whole fashion industry behind masks now. Like Walmart is selling all of these masks that are like different designs.
Yeah,
and like Coach came out with some. And
right.
Like, it's funny that what I find is weird is like we would demonize people who wear the niqab, you know, and then now it's like, oh, everyone's wearing it. You know, it's like that's why I'm so. I guess when you look at like the structure of human history, that's what makes you more open-minded, because like you're just actually, you told me about this, like with when you look at nature and you see things that are normal in nature, then it's like who cares? Like it's not weird.
Yeah.
Like so like with the niqab thing, everyone's like, oh, don't wear those like face coverings, right? But it's normal in their part of the world, and look how quick we are to switch. So if you look at the foundation for that, which is like people's belief systems, and belief systems change, then it's like, then everything is okay. You know, it's just collectively, do we agree it's okay?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, mind you, it is indoor spaces where I'll wear masks and not
outdoors.
Outside.
Yeah, but still, like, it's not. But still, it's like, it's still broken that barrier in people's minds of like,
oh yeah,
don't wear a face.
I see it more often now. Yeah, there are people wearing it outside too.
Yeah,
like
because like
have it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's so freaking. You know what I want to get? I want to get this like neck tube thing, which is like they call it a buff.
Okay, they call it a buff. Yes.
The name is like a buff. I just call it neck tube because
buff. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think I said puff.
No, buff. So like it's sort of like a scarf that you should wear all the time and you just put it over your face. Like I feel like that's gonna be the new.
The military guys wear that. Is that?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But I want like a cool one, like a friggin' like a Gucci one or something, you know.
Well, they had it there because they were in like Afghanistan and stuff because of the sand, right?
But that's the whole point. Exactly. It's the same idea, and like you can't just keep putting on a face mask every time. Just like put it over your face. Yeah. Like just wear it around your neck and just put it over your face. Especially when like winter comes. That's a weird one. I'm wondering about like what happens when we regress to stage 2, if that happens, and then it's winter.
Mm-hmm.
So like no more indoor stuff. What do you do?
Oh right, yeah. If stage 2 happens during winter, yeah. Well,
right, we're all just shut down.
Yeah.
But I guess technically that did happen in March because it was still kind of cold, but everything was shut down.
Yeah, that's when it started, I guess. But that's why it hurt. That's why they couldn't do any. Well, they did the stage 1 or stage 2 when they did the patios.
2.
Okay.
Stage 2.
Yeah. So. And then you can't really do patios here during wintertime, so
exactly, that's what I mean. So it's like, what are we gonna do?
That's why they'd have to think of a strategy for that. That's why it's.
And then technology is gonna jump in again. It's gonna be like, okay, we're gonna invent these like heater things or whatever.
Well, there's been like a huge uptick in both, like Uber Eats, like so there was an uptick. I saw the numbers. It's like Uber Eats was way high up, but Uber, like using Uber was down. The regular Uber.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So it's kind of like they balance themselves off in that way.
True, yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Like that. Yeah.
But then Amazon's like way up. So.
But see, like economic restructuring of our society right now, you know. I don't know. Yeah, and like events, like the things that you were watching.
So yeah, about events, yeah, like those cons and stuff. I don't know. I just saw like this someone like tweeting it. Cons, yeah, I'm Comic Cons, like tweeting about like virtual cons.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So it's like that's gonna change.
Yeah, they're doing that. I mean, like a lot of the things. I mean, during the Comic Con, there was all the cons that would be, or not all the panels that would be normally behind closed doors is now free to everyone to watch.
Oh, it's free?
It was free to watch, yeah.
Oh.
It was like open to everyone, so they would do, because the actors are also all doing it through Skype or whatever, or Zoom or whatever, and then they're just interviewing them. It's the same kind of process, but everyone gets to watch it from home.
Like totally for free?
For free.
Is it like YouTube?
There's no ticket. Yeah.
Oh.
It's like that's why I was able to like see some of them, like, oh, The Boys 2.
So it's like ad money. That's where they're getting their revenue from.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting because you're relying super heavily on YouTube now.
Mm-hmm.
So if YouTube demonetizes you.
Yeah, but I would say they would probably make deals with them because it's like a corporation.
Do you think YouTube should be seen as a utility? It's like gas. Like, because we all use it so much, it should go from being a private company to like a semi-regulated government entity.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think they're even near that kind of like level.
People have been making that argument though, that it should be like seen as a utility. Like these social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, they should be utilities.
I think it depends on the actions that those platforms take. So like I remember with Twitter when they were directly getting involved in Trump's tweets and saying this is like not factual or something, being a news source.
Yeah.
Then there's like, okay, then the question came about, do they have to follow what the news type of thing is?
Like the regulations.
The regulations for news.
That's interesting.
Because because that was the thing what Facebook was saying is like, that's not a good idea. What Twitter did, you just don't get involved. It's just a platform for everybody. You just don't get involved. Then you don't have to worry about that.
Because as soon as you start regulating, then you need a regulator for the regulator, which is going to be government.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know.
So that was the issue with the Twitter thing.
So it should just be considered like an open source platform or open forum platform.
Yes. But then it's like, but they also need money, right? So they also look at like advertising dollars that way. Right. Do they want these people speaking on their platform? Because then they would, because that was the issue with YouTube, where certain people like PewDiePie like got big, and it's like then there was like the whole ad. They didn't like our ads showing up on PewDiePie's video because he said these sort of things.
That's so weird, though. It should be seen as like different things, you know, like a commercial has nothing to do with the content. It's just taking up time, like real estate space, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. How does that, I guess, do they want the same kind of regulations they have with broadcast?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right. Because some of these programs you can't say everything that you want on broadcast.
That's such a slippery slope, I find. Because yeah. When do you draw the line?
Because the internet doesn't have any rules. There's no rules to this.
That's another thing. It's like, well, is the internet a utility? Is it considered a utility? Do they treat it like that?
Not exactly if we're paying for it, right?
I guess. Yeah, I don't know how.
Like it's not like if it was run by the government, maybe, but
it's not run by.
It's not run by the government. It's run by these like private
ISPs, internet service providers.
Yeah.
Like you got like Bell.
Yeah, I think it's Rogers. Like I think Obama was trying something like that or talking about something like that.
Oh no! That was the thing. Yeah. No, I remember it now. They were trying to like censor the internet. Remember that? Like the the act or whatever, and then like people in England they like protested against it.
European Union was doing something
like that. There was like it was an act, but then it happened here too. I forgot what the bill was, but they talked about it before. There was like all these protests for it because they didn't want people to like, they didn't want the government to intervene, and then it's like we can only see certain things.
Right. Yeah, like nobody wants that. They want the internet to be fully no borders.
Yeah, totally. Oh, how do you feel about the movie thing? Like, you saw Mulan is going straight to Disney, but then there's like a $30.
Well, their thing is, I read more about it.
That's a new normal, bro.
I think it's also what someone was telling me. It's also, I think they're testing it out too.
But if it does well,
that's the other thing too. So they're testing because it's only in, I think, North America, probably some places in Europe where. Well, the thing is, Disney Plus is not everywhere. That's another thing.
Okay.
So whoever has Disney Plus will have that option to rent it.
Mm-hmm. Rent it for $30 though.
$30 American.
Ooh, American.
That was $30 USD. So I don't know if it's going to be $30 Canadian. They didn't really specify that, I believe. But any places that doesn't have the Disney Plus, they'll have it in theaters.
Okay.
Now. There's a lot of questions that I want to ask about. Okay, what does this $30 mean? So, do I get to keep it for a month? Is it like a one-time watch thing? Like how many times can I rewatch this? Like the other thing is like what my somebody told me was the reason it's $30 is because you're sharing the account with family members.
Okay.
Versus when you go to theaters, you're paying for everyone's ticket.
Oh, okay.
So they're justifying it that way.
Right, that makes sense. And if you have people over at your house, I mean, then you just have a whole watch party.
Right. But then if anyone can just log into your account, right?
But if it's a one-time watch, that'd be so annoying.
That's the thing.
Like Cineplex did that. We rented Just Mercy off Cineplex.
Yeah.
And like you could only watch it that one
time. You know, if you waited like a month or like a couple of weeks, I think Cineplex had all these
things for free.
Yeah.
Well, I got Just Mercy for free. It was like
right.
I didn't pay for it.
Well, you could have paid for something, like used it for something else when it was like it was free without any passes, like anything.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Like that was what they were doing.
There was what was that other movie? There's been so many movies that have come out through streaming services right now.
Oh, there's a ton of movies, but like sorry?
The Old Guard.
Well, Old Guard was Netflix.
No. That's what I mean. It's like,
well, Netflix was already in that direction. I guess they knew
right.
where
they were going. But is it like goodbye?
Actually, you're right. No, the funny thing is, I think it was like last year, because they were winning the Oscars and stuff like that. Some of these movies that they have.
Yeah.
But in order to get into like certain film festivals, like Sundance, you have to be in theaters for a certain amount of days.
Oh, right. So they would.
So like that was a way to like knock at Netflix.
But didn't they just put it in theaters? Wasn't there some?
No, they did. They did. Yeah. But it was now. It's like, well, you can't really
put it in theaters.
Put it in theaters.
Oh, what about Sundance this year? True.
Even Toronto Film Festival, I believe it's canceled.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's affected like every industry, even the video game industry. It's like it's really.
You know, it's weird how much we take for granted entertainment. You know what I mean? Like tourism is a big industry, but I never thought about it before.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
some places that's
movies.
Yeah, like where like Cancun is filled with hotels.
Yeah, exactly.
They need that to survive.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
Filled with hotels.
So a lot of these places, their money is based on tourism, and if it's not there, that's not it's a really bad thing.
Yeah. And even a lot of industries too, like even like indirect industries like Sundance. You're like, oh, it's a film thing. No, it's a tourism thing.
Yeah.
People come to these places, you know, like South by Southwest, Toronto Film Festival. Yeah, crazy.
All of these things will not be happening this year.
Even concerts too, like musical concerts. Yeah.
Can't be done. And I think they make more money from doing tours, right?
So yeah.
Again, it's like
more money. Yeah, this is a big issue.
It's a huge thing that's affected everyone.
But I think what you said made the most sense. It's like we're all craving normalcy, so we're going to be doing these things. Like I went back to jiu-jitsu, but like the way the businesses approach it, that's who's really hit because they have to figure out how to like offer the same offering but in a different way.
Yeah, because you have to do it safely. Because if the numbers go back up again, then they have to go back to stage 2. Then that's they don't want that.
No, they don't want that. Yeah.
So you have to kind of think.
Unless you just don't care, like America. They just don't care.
Some states are acting differently. Like it depends state to state.
Yeah.
What's going on, but it's widespread over there. So.
All right, let me ask this: does it feel like a lifetime ago now, the old world?
Yeah.
It does.
It does. Yeah. March or before March.
Yeah.
There's been a long time. I mean, I was on vacation for almost a month gone, right? So it's like.
So it's even longer for you. You're like, oh, Canada totally changed. Actually, when we were eating yesterday, we were talking about like, oh, where would you like to visit, or like, you know,
after this over, or
no, just like we were talking about travel.
Ideas,
right. But it's like the luxury of travel seems like an old world thing. Like I can't even imagine it now. You know, because how would it? Because like we're looking at it like through here, right? So it's like, okay, it's not that bad, but what about the travel destination? We don't know how hard hit those places were. So even if you could travel those places, will things be open?
Yeah,
because a lot of things will have gone bankrupt. You know what I mean? So it's like.
I mean, there's a bunch of airlines just sitting in the tarmac somewhere.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like we're looking at it from the perspective of like, no, travel will come back. It's like, yeah, we'll come back, but to what capacity? Because even the destination will be different. Yeah.
I don't think it'll be right away either, even when you do open up.
Yeah.
I think people want to
test the waters and stuff, right? Yeah, totally.
But, the other positive thing is because of lack of travel, I saw this in Chile. I'm not sure I talked about this before, but
global warming is
no. Like the flu season is way down over there because it's their flu season.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Right, and also everyone's wearing a mask, so difficult to spread the flu. So hopefully, like a stage 2 kind of thing or whatnot, like does not happen here if that's the case, right? But if you open up again and if people are flying again, that flu does spread.
You know what you got to think about too? Like, what does this mean for the World Health Organization? Like, what are they going to take more seriously next time?
Yeah. I don't know. It's like I don't know, when did they even come about, the World Health Organization?
I'm not
Like,
sure.
were they there? I guess they weren't there during the Spanish flu.
No,
I would
no, no.
assume not. So they all came about after those sort of things have happened, right? So this is a new thing when they're in power and this happened, and now they have to figure out.
No, but I mean, like in
Wait,
terms of
learn.
like vaccines, like when SARS happened, right? This person, I can't remember who I was watching. Their interview, they were talking about like how when SARS happened, we still don't have a vaccine for SARS because when it's gone, we just forget about it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, will we start looking into vaccines more like
Mm-hmm.
thoroughly and like
Uh, well, if there's no money in it, then that's why they stopped it. There was no
true?
reason to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
into
yeah.
it
Right, right,
anymore,
right, right.
because why would you need a SARS vaccine? It's gone,
Right, right. That makes sense.
right? Like I know like some of those things, like they continued the SARS or they learned from the SARS vaccine to make this one,
Right.
or like to research into the coronavirus stuff. Um, but like, why would you need to make one if it's gone?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I never thought of it like that. You're right. Because there's no like prompt.
Yeah.
But now in the interest of pragmatism, will they?
No, I think no. It's still down to money again.
Right. Okay.
It's up to the.
It's
It's
funny how
like
it always comes down to money.
it
Eh?
always comes down
Like
to
there's
money.
no such thing as like altruism. But like okay,
Well,
so
there can be, but someone
okay,
has to
so
do that.
money is essentially you're just talking about like resources,
Yeah.
right? Because money affords resources.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And like there are these people like in Peru, the Mayans, I believe it was. They were talking about how those people had an abundance of food that for every one person you had like 4 times as much food for one person. They just overdid their food supply, and because of that, that's what allowed them to like focus on developing a society that was
Mm-hmm.
like I don't want to say enlightened, but like educated,
Yeah, they went in a different direction based on
right?
what was already
And
there.
then
Yeah.
I was hearing that in Egypt, the pyramids, they could make those things because they had so much food for the people there. There was like such an abundance that it allowed them, and there was no war, so it allowed them the time to think. Technically, like America, because like right now there's nobody like warring against them, and there's like so much money for certain industries that like that's why you can come up with these crazy innovations, like Amazon and like Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about like obviously the lower class is not receiving these benefits, but like the people that are so rich and then they can fund these companies and like just invent cool stuff. Yeah. So, but like when we say like it always comes down to money, it's because like there's a finite amount of power and money and resources, and that's why right now we're like warring over it, or there's no altruism associated with like think about it. If we had infinite resources, we'd just be like, oh yeah, let's just put focus on figuring out a SARS vaccine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Right.
because there's a lack of resources, then it's like, yeah, but we should also focus on this because we don't have enough to go around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on how I guess you've built the society, right? And
The haves and the have-nots.
yeah, it's like if you look at there's all these. I think even Canada too, like other like Germany or other countries, it's like they already made deals with some of these companies for vaccine.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
millions
okay.
of dollars already. Well, I didn't spend $1 million once they
For
get the
COVID though, but not like SARS, like I was saying.
no, yeah, like they're already prepared to get those vaccines if this company is successful
Creates
in
it.
creating a vaccine.
But what about like the wait time? Like nobody cares about like the ramifications.
I don't know. Maybe that there's enough testing enough that they believe that this is like the way to go, because they are also looking at like they need to come back to normal, right? So this is
Yeah.
like, of course they know not everyone's going to take it, and it's not like the vaccine may necessarily be exactly like a vaccine where you're cured from it, right?
It'll just like abate the symptoms.
It might be like something. Oh, it might help you like better
better.
better fight it.
Yeah. I see
right?
what you're saying.
Like versus you'll get sick but not as long, like something like that.
Right. Like treatments. They're
Yeah,
not. It's not really like
it's
a
more like a
vaccine.
treatment versus a vaccine. Yeah.
Or it would be like classified as a vaccine, but it's like its characteristics would be more like a
Yeah,
treatment. Yeah. I don't know. But it makes sense that you can do it in those countries because they're smaller. You know what I mean? Like if you're dealing with a small population, you don't have to worry too much about like the more people you have to worry about, the more butting of heads there'll be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why can Germany do that and not America? Because like they're dealing with a larger populace, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting even with America. I remember like they got like all the stock of this drug.
No,
I think it was remdesivir.
Oh, okay.
That they bought the whole thing for like the next 2 months.
Oh, dang.
It's like that. It's like
wow. That shows their might right there. Yeah. Purchasing power. Holy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if it doesn't work? You're screwed.
No, I know, but it's like it's like they're doing it. They're buying it. But like the issue with America is like if you don't have insurance. Like I read another one. It's like one guy's he was on intensive care for like couple weeks or something, and with all of his like medical bill was like 1.9 million.
Oh my god!
Like how?
Yeah. There's
gonna be a lot. That's why a lot of people won't go to the hospital.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that is a big issue actually.
They're the only ones in the modern nation that doesn't have
healthcare
for all.
Yeah. It really pokes a hole in all of the failings we have as a species.
I don't know, like,
I mean.
yeah, I'm like thinking back to like the Spanish flu. It's like how were the other countries there before? Maybe they learned from that and then they did all the
prep work.
They learned, okay, we should do a healthcare for all. Like these sort of things help people, right? Like they went through all that phases. Maybe this may possible. Yeah, that people actually come to realize what the issues within their own system are.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, even though they've been talking about it for so long, but sometimes you just need to see it in order to actually act against it.
Right. So do you think we're headed in a bright direction then?
I think so. I think overall, yeah. I think this is a learning, huge learning lesson.
Humans always learn and then move forward.
Yeah, and we need, I mean, that's the thing, that it's not just, you can't just learn with those possibilities types of numbers. It's like, this happened. Like, so you'll learn from when something bad happens, right?
It's not theoretical.
Yeah, it's not theoretical, right?
We have concrete numbers.
Yeah, and then okay, so like this is something. Hopefully, it's for the better.
Yeah, I agree. Unless we off-world.
Unless we off-world.
I want to get into this final idea, but Elon Musk's thing. I saw the thing you posted.
Yeah.
I had no context for it. I was just like, he's a funny dude. He has like
I don't know if he did that. He didn't do that.
Oh, he didn't make that video?
No. It was like someone else on Twitter made that.
Oh.
He liked it or something.
Okay.
So I thought the post would look kind of. He said things like, yes, that we have
just chopped it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
well, he said things around that. Yeah.
But even the fact that he did that, it was like really, really funny. Like he's a very like enthusiastic person, you know, over this space thing.
Yeah.
But so what's the?
No, it's the big. Well, I mean, the thing was, since he was super excited with the success of the.
Actually, let's preface it before, because in case people don't know. So basically, Elon Musk, in the video, he was like, "We're going to Mars. We're going to create a base. We're gonna like." Yeah, he's like super excited over all the things that he theoretically will be doing.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking about that one? That post.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I was thinking about the latest one.
No, the poster.
Yeah, not the poster.
No, not the poster. I'm talking about like him actually.
Yeah. Okay, that was him. Yeah.
That's why I was like, "What do you mean somebody made it?"
That's why I was confused.
No.
I forgot about that one.
Okay, so he was like, so the video I'm talking about is where he was excited, I guess, at a press conference, talking about like, we're gonna be doing all these amazing things, blah blah blah, and like. Yeah. But he was so like enthusiastically happy about it.
Yeah, because it was a huge success. It was the first time a commercial company, did the whole process was successful, bringing down the astronauts back into Earth.
Right.
Everything was successful, and that's why he's super excited that
the potential to like off-world our species is there.
Yeah, like I don't know if it was in that clip, but it's like we're gonna build a base on the moon. We're gonna like
go to Mars.
Yeah. We're like this is he sees it now.
Yeah.
Because this is the one hurdle that they needed to go through.
Yeah.
Right. And now, like actually as of at the end of September, they'll have their first like normal missions, taking astronauts up to the space station, and then along with them working with NASA, they're gonna also NASA is saying that too. It's like we're gonna build a base on the moon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. So, moon base.
Yeah.
Dang. So this is the future.
So we're going in that direction now. So like they're already did like on the same day, I believe, or the next day after the splashdown when the astronauts came back, they were doing test launches with the other rocket that's supposed to take us to Mars.
Oh wow.
Or to the moon as well. So like that was a successful hop thing that they did with the rocket thing. So it's heading in that direction.
So with the contrast of, you know, what's happening down here on Earth, like the COVID stuff, like we're making a lot of crazy progress in space now. So it's like, that's something to look forward to as well.
I think overall, as if like, because that is a bit more, I feel like as a human race thing versus just individualistically, totally. Right?
We're literally becoming the aliens, right? Like,
yeah, of course. Like when we land on Mars, we're aliens.
So like, you know, it'd be crazy if you colonize. Well, actually, first off, it's funny because like right now, in terms of like the racism stuff, like we're all like upset about colonization, but we're about to go colonize like other planets.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that like European blood of like, let's go explore, you know.
But it's not European blood though.
What do you mean? Like
we were doing that since the beginning. Not just Europeans.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, like
I wouldn't blame Europeans for. Yeah, no. Like, true, how did the people come to Hawaii?
Right.
They left those islands to occupy other islands.
Well, I'm just talking about the term colonization.
I get that.
Like,
yeah, I get it.
Lumps it in with the Europeans.
Yeah. But I guess that's because other people were already there. They calling that colonized. So if people aren't on Mars, do we call that colonization?
Or we call it.
Or we just
exploration.
Like that's the idea of exploration. Occupy. We're just occupying.
Occupy Mars. Yeah.
But that was the same justification the European used. That they're not real people.
Ah, true. So we go there and we see like alien life forms, and we're like, man, we can build.
They're not us. So we can
wow, that's so trippy. What a human virus we are. You know what I mean? Like, we'll just go anywhere and populate it.
Well, yeah.
Maybe that's the word. It's not colonization. We're populating things.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
We're just spreading life throughout the galaxy. I think that's pretty intense. But could you imagine if, like, let's say they build a base on Mars, or no, sorry, on the moon, and then you're able to make it self-sustaining,
mm-hmm.
and then the moon becomes like a whole civilization to itself.
Mm-hmm.
Then global warming hits, destroys Earth
mm-hmm.
as we know it.
Yeah.
And then they come back from the moon
mm-hmm.
back down to Earth
mm-hmm. to
repopulate it, explain how things work to the tribes that are around.
Mm-hmm.
Those are our religious stories. You know what I mean? Like if you take it into that context, like that is.
He came from the sky.
Right? Like God came down. Like if you look at like Christianity or Catholicism, they did it too. Like, you know, God made Adam and Eve
mm-hmm.
on Earth, but God comes from the sky. Or like in the Vedas, it's like Krishna is from the sky. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Is it Krishna is from the sky?
Though he's an avatar, right? The human form.
But where does the God come from? Space?
I guess so. I don't know. There's so many different stories. I guess.
Okay, so let's just say yes.
I'm not an expert in it, so.
All right, let's just say yes, that is what it is. But like, if you think about it, it's like if that does happen, and then we create new religious stories off of that, you know,
right?
That could be what happened to us,
right?
You know, we're all obsessed with aliens. like, oh, they tampered with our DNA
Mm-hmm.
and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But what if there was like a colony on
Right. Actually, there's a little bit like there are some people hating on this kind of thing. It's like we should be focusing more on like climate change versus like leaving Earth. But the thing is, he's doing both.
He is, yeah, he is.
That's the thing people forget. Yeah, he's doing electric
stuff.
cars.
Yeah.
He's doing both. He's trying to help the planet. At the same time, we have to also leave the planet. He's not saying it just because of climate change. It's like, oh, if an asteroid comes, humans are gone. So it's like we're trying to save the human race here.
You know, if we put this into biblical terms, this is like Elon Musk is a deity. You know what I mean? He's speaking to. They're
building the ark. Basically, what they're doing is.
Yeah,
when we try to go, it's like he's.
Oh, I was gonna put it in terms of like who's Arjuna? So like it's like Elon Musk is Arjuna, and he's speaking to Krishna, which is in his mind, and he's figuring out how to change the world.
Right.
You know, I'm not saying that's what's happening.
No.
Like,
I know, but it's like it's fascinating when we can relate to these old stories and.
But that's probably what it was, you know, like the Jesus character of that time, or like Isa, because Jesus was actually Isa.
Mm-hmm.
If you read like the lost years of Jesus, that kind of character, you know, he just knows something we don't know, and then because we don't know, we call it like magic or like speaking to an off-world
right
god,
yeah
you know?
Yeah,
right. That'd be so trippy. Or like, imagine if like in jiu-jitsu, because like in jiu-jitsu you have the picture of the founder in your dojo, right? Just out of respect, you just do that of Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So then what if on that base they have a picture of Elon for eons and eons, right? Even after he's dead.
Yeah.
And then climate change happens, they come back down to Earth to repopulate and fix it. And then those humanoids that are on Earth, they're like, oh, where do you guys come from? And they see a picture of Elon. They're like, is that the Brahmin? You know what I mean? Like, you could put it in terms like that.
Right.
He's the creator of these things.
Yeah.
Because it's just stories, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. Elon for president.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of Mars things happening too. Like, all of them, China sending something.
Yeah, totally. But nobody's as popular as Elon Musk, though.
No, I know. But I'm saying like there's now a huge surge of popularity for Mars, for occupying Mars.
But the reason why is because like every country wants to be the first so that they can claim dominance.
Or they see where it's going. Like we're actually going in that direction. Maybe in the next few years.
But again, it's not an altruistic thing.
No.
It's like we want to be there first so that we can call the China race the best race, or like the German race the best race, you know?
Yeah, but you do end up working together. Like that's what the International Space Station is about, right? It's a culmination of all of them working together to build something.
But it's weird that even on the ground level, we don't have something. We do like UN and stuff, but like not like
it's not the same.
It's not the same
because it's mainly scientists, right?
Yeah.
So they don't really have
objectively.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. Like with the whole launches and stuff happening, it's like there is some nationalism in them, right? So it's like, oh, we're launching again from American soil on American rockets, right? So it's like there's a bit of nationalism there, but when you're in space, it's working together with everybody.
Yeah, right. Totally. So maybe that's the frontier for world peace.
Maybe
we just got to go to occupy a different planet.
Yeah, because then you're actually working together. It's not like
then you are one race at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
You are,
because you're the one species on that planet.
Yeah. So in that case, you have to work together. So.
And that's the cure for world peace. Occupy Mars.
Yeah, I think that it is.
Right. All right. So there we go. Figured it out. Occupy Mars, and there will be world peace on Mars, not on Earth, though. We'll have like an Elysium.
Yeah, maybe not on Earth. There's like shows like that too. It's like it's very. But really? Then it's like there's another sci-fi show that I like. On Earth, you still have issues with certain factions.
Yeah.
But then it's like all the Mars people are together, so that it becomes a clash between Mars and Earth.
Oh,
and
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's just like so there might be something like that.
That's a problem. That could be a problem.
Yeah, because it's like in that show, it's like Mars and Earth almost went to war against each other. It's like it's like it's. I thought it was a cool show. It's just because it's like it's possible we could go in that direction too.
Totally, yeah. Actually, wait. Before we end, because we're talking about Mars and Earth, teleportation. I think I figured it out.
Okay.
All right. So, so everyone's like, oh, teleportation. They're just gonna like break you up, send you there, and then put you back together again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So why not? If that is like that's impossible. You can't break up all of our molecules, send us to another spot, and then put them back together, unless there's a way to copy yourself as a clone. You kill yourself here. Email the information about the clone,
right, and then build it back
there. That's what teleportation is,
right?
Essentially, right?
Yeah.
It'd just be a clone of yourself on that side,
as long as it's done instantaneously.
Yeah, totally, yeah. They would eradicate.
But then if you mess up there, and then the clone or the original doesn't die, then you have two of you.
That's true, yeah. But I mean, like that's like logically speaking, I feel like that's the only way you could do teleportation. It wouldn't actually be teleportation; it would just be like cloning you.
Yeah.
Then
in that case they would be clones.
But
like people would clone themselves
like that.
No, I know, but then there would be like a black market of creating clones.
That's true too. Yeah, you're right. So many ramifications. But if we were to go travel, because I'm thinking about like traveling back and forth between Earth and Mars, we wouldn't want to like take 6-month freaking thing, right?
Right.
We wouldn't want to like rocket ship there.
Yeah.
We'd want to teleport.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you teleport? This is the way you do it.
Yeah.
Would you do it? Would you teleport?
Teleport?
If that was the case.
Again, it depends on how foolproof this thing is, right? Like how normal. Yeah.
But they wouldn't market it like that. But would you be you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a very good like food for thought.
Yeah, it's like if there's a slight error in the clone process.
Or
it's like one thing is in the wrong spot, you're different. I don't know.
Or let's say it was perfect, but what about like the concept that you're a clone? Like you're not the original.
Right.
I wouldn't care.
No, I don't think, as long as you're the same.
Yeah, like your thoughts and feelings would be the same. You'd just be like, but you're like, oh, and then you'd have like a barcode, and it'd be like your number, like what clone.
So would you technically be able to live forever then? Keep cloning yourself.
Yeah, I guess so. You would. Yeah. Anyways, all right. So we jumped from COVID to cloning. Okay. There you go. All right. Any final thoughts, Vish?
Yeah, we gotta occupy that Mars. Let's do that.
I agree. World peace through occupation. Occupying. Yeah.
More. Yeah.
Actually, wait, fun little thought. So Job. You know, like Job in the Bible. There's like Job.
Yeah.
But it's spelled Job. Job.
Is it that his original name though? Is it
Job?
Yeah.
Yeah, his name's Job.
But it's the English translation.
I don't know. But in the book, it's called Job. The Book of Job.
Okay.
All right. So this is funny. There's like a little fun fact, but Job means the hated one.
Okay.
So does it mean that we all are destined to hate our jobs? If you think about it that way.
Right. Or maybe they changed the name to fit the.
yeah, it's like chicken or the egg.
No, I think they. Yeah, I guess I don't know. Yeah.
Just fun fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the Bible. I read it. I was like, oh, didn't know that.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Till next time. Cool. Pick up your tees and accessories, zenrealclothingco.com. Use offer code SoccerTees at checkout for 20% off select items, or just check out the Zenreal Radio, zenrealclothingco.com. Take it easy, Vish.
Peace.
Bye.